Hey guys, what's going on today? Joe here, and welcome back finally to episode number 21 of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series here in NHL 19. The 2-week hiatus is now finally over, and we are back with the series, and I'm going to give you guys a long-ass episode today. So strap yourselves in. You can see by the timestamp right now on the video that you know it's going to be a long one, because you guys definitely deserve a long episode, as I have not posted in a while. As I mentioned, I was taking a little bit of a break for the holidays, and I just wanted to break from making videos for a bit because I was kind of losing motivation to make videos. But we are back. We're back in the franchise mode swing of things, and as I mentioned, it's going to be a long one for the Montreal Canadiens video today, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here in the off season. So if you guys would not mind, make sure to leave a like down below if you guys are excited that the series is back. I know I am. Make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Make sure to hit the notification button so you guys are notified whenever I do post a video. You guys will expect that notification pop up every, 2 weeks or so. I promise it's not going to be every 2 weeks. It was just, weird circumstance that I didn't post for a while. But yeah, make sure to hit that. Subscribe if you guys are brand new. And let's get rolling. So where the heck were we last time? So the playoffs just ended. Now it's all coming back to me because we did the draft last time, and we actually ended up having a very, very successful draft. We drafted a franchise potential goaltender, if I remember correctly, and that's what we have to do in this video, is do the re-signs here, because we got $28.2 million worth of cap, and we're going to be going into free agency here all by myself without your guys' suggestions, obviously, because it's been 2 weeks and I don't think you guys really had suggestions going into next year about what we should do. And honestly, I think we're kind of sitting pretty okay going into next year with the team we have right now, because if I remember correctly, all we need to do is sign maybe like a couple really good forwards. Our entire defense is slated to come back next year. We could potentially trade 1 or 2 defensemen in the off season, depending on upgrades or downgrades to some of our prospects, and our offense still is looking pretty good, replicating what we saw last year and what was expected for some of the players that we achieved last year and what they ended up performing. Air quotes over Tyson Jost, because he definitely exceeded expectations of what I thought he was going to do. But without that, without further ado, let's get rolling here, and let's get rolling with this long video. So, goaltenders, we got Philip Grubauer, 1 more year, 4.4 mil pretty much for 1 more year, 30 years old, and he's going to have 1 more year to platoon with Carter Hart. And let's make sure that we get Carter Hart signed. He only wants 3 years. I kind of want to sign you long-term, Carter, to be perfectly honest. I would like to get you for 5 years if I can. And you want 6.7 mil for 5 years, so if I were to cut that, honestly, I would not mind giving you like 6 mil for 5 years, to be honest. $6 million for a 5-year deal for Carter Hart. That'll take you all the way till you're 28 years old. I think that'd be more than fair for a 23-year-old goaltender who honestly might get a big boost this coming off season. I'm more than fine with giving that to you. So if you want to, take that, be my guest. Legacy and Primo, do we want to bring both of these guys back? Like, Legacy's not going to be getting any better. He's already 29 years old. He's a minor league starting goaltender. He did have a decent year for us last year, 31 wins, .915 save percentage. He's a decent AHL goaltender, so you know what? I will offer him back, get him back in the AHL, because we really don't have a crazy goaltender prospect right now, it seems. Like, Olli Radula, I'm not really sure what he did last year. Season stats, yeah, the season stats are kind of like not really showing. He didn't play at all, 18. We did sign him. We kind of know what his potential is. And there's our franchise guy that we drafted in the 2nd round, Vladimir Svitov, who's an 18-year-old, which he didn't play any games either. But as a 19-year-old medium franchise goaltender, I would like to see what he could potentially do. But Cayden Primeau still also is only 22 years old. He's also a minor league backup goaltender. He was 13. He only played 20 games last year, and he got 13 wins. So it's not terrible, not bad either, 2.36. So he's only 22, so I definitely think we should get him back. He only wants a 1-year deal, which is perfectly fine. So we'll get him back. And I think I'll leave Svitov on sign for maybe 1 more year. We'll sign him when he's 20. I think we'll be fine, because that way we sign Primo and Legacy, I think, for 1-year deals, and then we could bring him up and potentially see what he is like next year, because we really don't need him right now. We already have our kind of franchise goaltender right now. I think next year we can definitely see what he's like, see what his stats are like after one season, and then potentially view what he's going to be. So I think we're fine right now. Defense, like I said, we're kind of sitting pretty for defense right now. Like I said, Yossi is still here. Torrey Krug was our trade deadline acquisition, and he really performed well in the playoffs for us. As you guys saw from the point totals, he was our leading point getter in the entire playoffs. So he'll be on the team for the next for 2 years. So he's going to be fine. Josh Morrissey is still there. Belfoy is going to be getting a little bit better, hopefully, so he'll still be here. Mete and Juleson are kind of both on the chopping block right now. Both have similar contracts. Once again, 2.6 and 2.8. I kind of have to figure out and make a decision on, like, who I want to keep more. Mete is still younger and 1 overall better than Noah Juleson, so I think if I had to choose, probably Juleson goes before him, because Mete also is a restricted free agent while Noah Juleson is not. He would be an unrestricted free agent, so I think if I had to trade one of them, probably Juleson goes over Mete. And then Mario Bouchard, the guy who kind of came out of nowhere, low potential to become elite, 80 overall, had a very, very good year in the QMJHL last year, 67 points in 65 games as a defenseman, 51 total assists, as you guys can see, as a 20-year-old in the queue, so an overager in the queue, and he had a fantastic season, and he'll probably be making onto the team this coming year, which means that Noah Juleson 100% can go. What type of defenseman is he? He's a defensive defenseman as well, so that'll really help out our team, because we kind of really need some more defensive defensemen now, because we really, it'll kind of round out now, because we have Roman Josi, who's a 2-way. Torrey Krug's an offensive guy. Josh Morrissey is 2-way. Belfoy's defensive. Mete's 2-way. Bouchard will be defensive. And then that's pretty much it. So we're still lacking the 1 offensive defenseman that I kind of need still. I would like to have 2 of each, but I think Torrey Krug giving that offense of defenseman to that back end was something that we desperately needed last year, and obviously we needed in the playoffs, and it paid out for us. I think that'll really help, and if we can add another good young defensive defenseman to our team, I think that'll really help us out, helping out our kind of weaker goaltenders and helping keep the puck out of the net. So I really think that'll help out for us as well. So, and plus having 2 really good young defensive defensemen with really good elite potential will really pay off for us. All right, so we still need a we really need a fill-in for depth roles. Cal Fleury, you're already 78 overall, and you would like to become a depth defenseman, so I think I would like to get within rather than without from afar. So I think Dmitry Kulikov's services are no longer needed, I think, even though his defensive category is still pretty good. Cal Fleury does have the potential to grow within the system, so I think I'm going to release Dmitry Kulikov. I can definitely go back out and grab him if I need to, but Cal Fleury, or Kate, is it Caden or Cal? It's Cal, right? Yeah, Cal Fleury, we can definitely get him from within. We'll qualify him, and then we will sign him to a contract. He wants a one-year deal at $1 million. Perfectly fine with me, Cal. More than happy to give you that offer. High top 6 potential as well. So he'll be happy filling out that depth role. He can perfectly he can sit on the bench with our team. No issues with that whatsoever. So he can perfectly sit there. Let's see. Looks like we're pretty good for AHL defensemen as well. So who still needs to be signed? Brooke still needs to be kind of filled out. I'm going to give him I'm going to qualify him. If he wants to take the contract, so be it. Cedarholm, 75. Yep, still a really good AHL defender, so we'll qualify him. I'm not going to sign him. I'm just going to qualify him. If he wants to take the contract, I think that's fine. Well, he's, yeah, medium top 6. Maybe. Connor Timmins, I definitely want to grab, low top 4, so we'll qualify him, and I will definitely sign Connor Timmins because he's already 74 overall. Is he depth guy? No, minor league top 2. Okay, so he can go in the AHL 1 more year. So yeah, I'll give you that for 1 more year. And Tyzika, same thing, just qualify him. If he wants to take the offer, that's fine. Jelena, 76 overall, 31 years old. I think I can finally let Eric Jelena go, so we don't need his services anymore. And then Tucker Pullman, 75, also 29 years old. I think we have, once again, we have the players that can fill it out. We could start getting rid of the older guys, let the younger guys kind of fill out the AHL team, so we can let Tucker Pullman go. which is fine. And then we have all these elite potential players down here. We got lots of low elites and potentially a low franchise guy right here in Kilger, but I definitely want to get some information on him before I end up signing him. Because if we have another potential defenseman with, you know, with franchise potential, that'll really pay off for us. But we do have two medium elite potential players here in Bruce Grantham and Albert Ritu, who actually had some pretty decent years last year, if I remember correctly. Albert Ritu had 18 points in the United States League, and then Bruce Grantham had 22 points in the Q last year as defenseman. So I think we'll wait on a couple years for those guys. Ritu's 19, so I think we'll get a bit more information from him once he's 20. So I'll hold off on them. No real reason to sign them right away, I think. Yeah, I can hold off on signing them for right now. Yeah, we can hold off on signing them. We already know what May's is, Tucker May. We already know his overall is 54 overall. So I'm pretty sure their overalls are going to be somewhat similar to that. Tucker May might definitely be somebody like trade bait in the near future. Like 54 overall is very low. He's not going to really fill out our defense all too much. He's kind of way too low of an overall, so he might be some trade bait in the future. Same thing with all these guys. They have some really good potentials. Their trade value is going to be really nice, so that'll really help us out for making some trades if we need to. All right, right wingers now. Who do we need to get on this team? Kolchuk, let's see. All these guys are pretty good. Zach Senyshyn. All right, so here's the thing with Zach Senyshyn. Regular season, he got injured. He had 18 goals, 19 assists for 37 points on the third line. It's not bad. 40 points for a third liner's pretty good. It's actually really good. It's what you expect to get for a third liner. Playoffs, he did good. You know, he started to turn it up a little bit in one of the series. He was getting a good bit of points. 7 points in 14 games. 3 goals, plus 6. How much do you want? You only want a 1-year deal, 1.5. That's fine. I will do that. I will do that for you. Joel Armia, are your defensive categories still decent? 83 defensive awareness, shot blocking, stick checking really aren't that great anymore. It's a good physical type of player. I might get rid of Joel Armia so that way Dylan Cozens and what's the other guy's name? Cousins, and he's a left winger, right? Poulin can both play. So I think I'm going to get rid of Joel Armia. I really don't think I need him anymore. So I think Joel Armia, unfortunately, will have to go. Russ Muzzin, medium bottom 6 forward. He had a lot of points last year in the United States League. Jesus, 93 points, 45 goals, 48 assists. He had 93 points, 5'9" right winger. A lot of points for this guy. 64 overall. Medium bottom 6 potential though is 21 years old. I don't know. For a 64 overall, he's got some really decent like shooting stats. He's got like 80s already for his shot. Because if you're compared to Senyshyn, you know, it's mid 80s and he's already an 80 overall. Do I want to bring back Russ Muzzin? I'm probably gonna say no. I don't think he fits out anywhere. If he ends up biting me in the ass somewhere down the road, then so be it, but I don't think so. Nikita Sherbak definitely needs to be brought back. He had a very good year on that top line, or on the second line, I think. Or was he on the top line? I forget. He definitely wants a long-year deal, which I can more than likely give him. 5 years, I think, is more than fine. Yeah, 5-year deal is good for him. That'll bring him till he's 31. 5.3. Yeah, let's see if I can cut you down to like 5 mil, Nikita. If I can get you 5 for 5. That'd be perfect. Slugobov, low top 9. Yeah, this guy we know we can get rid of. Let's see. So Hagos, Hogwell, and Holtz. Ooh, hello. Definitely going to sign you. Elliot Holtz, low elite, 70 overall as a right winger sniper. Yeah, now this is the kind of guy who I want. Accuracy is very good at 85, power at 80. Yeah, we definitely need to sign Elliot Holtz. He definitely will play in our AHL this year. Sign him to his entry-level deal. We already know his overall. Good. That is the kind of player I need. Get the overalls already unlocked, because see, I want these guys who I have the really good potentials to kind of like wait a year and maybe give the chance for my scouts to unlock their overalls. That way we have a very, very good opportunity to see what these players are going to be like. So we'll definitely hold on to Elliot Holt for sure, and he's going to be signed and playing in the AHL for sure. So that's going to be good there. All right, left wingers now. Let's see. Paul Byron, I think you can finally go. Yep, we definitely don't need your services anymore. Arturi Lehkonen, kind of same deal. I don't really need your services anymore. I really couldn't get much for you, so you can go. Kirby Reichel, you are 74 overall. Really don't need your services anymore. You can go. And Zarkov was low top 6, 62 overall. Sergei Zarkov, low top 6. Do I want to take a chance on a low top 6 21-year-old? As a two-way forward. Low top 6 21-year-old. Low top 6 21-year-olds. When I have a low elites right here. Cloutier, who's 2 years younger, 3 overalls less. As a two-way forward, who's pretty much the exact same thing. Better shot, it looks like. Looks like all-around better stats, too. Yeah, sorry, Zarkov. I'm going to let you go, because I have Cloutier right here, who's a little bit better. And I have, any overalls unlocked yet? Nothing yet on these guys. Nathaniel Holden, I do know his overall, though. Another sniper, 60 overall. And Cloutier, I know, 59 overall. I'll see how many contract spots I have available and what my AHL team is going to look like before I potentially sign these guys to maybe get them playing in the preseason to figure out what they're going to look like. Because Strome, I definitely don't want to sign because he's 17 years old. We definitely don't need to sign him. Because when was he picked? Yeah, he was a 4th rounder. Don't need to pick him. I'm going to take a look at what my AHL team may look like first, and we'll come back to most of these forwards here before we get started. So center-wise, let's see. Jonathan Drouin, no. Don't need him yet. He's going to be coming up at the end of next year, and he's going to be wanting a lot of money. Tyson Jost is on that phenomenal contract for another 2 years. Paling is up at the end of the year. Once again, terrible contract that I signed him for. Houdon's up. Gambardella, Fonstad, Hillis, Bitten. Will Bitten is up. Once again, I'll just qualify him if he wants to take it. So be it. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, let's qualify you. And how much do you want? You want your big boy contract. You're 87 overall, 21 years old. Yep. Not really as much as I thought you would want, to be honest. If I could get you for an extra year for pretty much the exact same price, that'd be freaking fantastic. If I can get you for 7 years at 6.725, I think that'd be a phenomenal contract for Jesperi Kotkaniemi, to be honest. Lucas Vademos, depth forward, yeah, that could be a very good addition to our NHL team. Yeah, he only wants a two-way, so that's fine. Tamura, 61 two-way, or Brinyas, playmaker. Kind of the same deal right here. Like, I don't really need Stanley Tamura when there's Brinyas right here who's same age, better overall. Yeah, so I don't need Tamura, and I'll hold off on Brinyas because, like I said, I want to see what the roster is gonna look like. Okay, so I think we're good there. Let's simulate a day, and let's see what the who's gonna be coming back. All right, so Primo rejected, Sherbak rejected, Legacy good, Senishin, Holtz, Timmins, Carter Hart rejected. All right, Kotkaniemi accepted. Okay, so I gave him the extra year for the exact same amount, which is perfectly fine with me. Okay, so a couple guys rejected. Carter Hart rejected it, which was interesting. Alright, so let's go back to goaltenders. Alright, so Carter Hart. Let's get him back. Actually, let me just do this real quick, just to make sure I definitely don't lose him. So he wants 3 years at 4.8. 4 years would give him 5.8. 5 years, 6.7. Yeah, he's definitely going to be getting better. He's going to be getting better quick. And he only wants a 3-year deal. And that would bring him until he's 26, but then I could give him his big boy contract at 26. You know what, Carter? That's perfectly fine. I'll give you 4.8 for 3. That'd be fine. We still have 21 mil of cap available. That's fine. Caden Primo, I'm probably going to give you what you want as well. That'll be more than fine. And then Svitov, I will leave unsigned for right now because I need to see what Ragel is going to look like. Well, actually, do I want to have... Can I have 6 goaltenders under contract? Because if Svitov ends up being better overall than Radula, then I can end up just having Radula as trade bait, and then Svitov can just kind of take his roster spot. So you know what? I am going to do it. Why not? Let's sign him and see what his overall is going to be. We'll get him in training camp. Alright, defenseman. Was there any defenseman that I needed to sign or rejected? No, just the 3 guys who are restricted free agents signed, so that's good. Roster forwards who rejected. Let's see, who was it? It was just Nikia Sherbak. Okay. Nikia Sherbak wanted 5 years at 5.3. I wanted... Yeah, that's fine. I'll give him that. No real reason to haggle with a bunch of these guys, to be honest. No real reason to haggle with a bunch of them. And then let's see if we get these guys signed, so that way I can figure out who I can sign for the AHL team. Okay, my scouts are back. Yep. Alright, sorry, I already did the scouts. Cam Primo wants to test free agency. Alright, I mean, if he wants to test free, I'll try to give him more money. Sherbak accepted, Svitov accepted, Hart accepted. Okay, cool. I'll see if I can get Caden Primo back again one more time, but if he wants to test free agency, that's fine, because I already have another goaltender here willing to take your spot immediately, bud. But you want 1 year deal? I'll give you the max AHL contract. That's pretty much the best I can do. That's honestly the best I can do. No more, no less. If you want to test free agency, that's perfectly fine, but that's all I'm going to do is give you the max. Alright, so all my scouts are good. Yep, he doesn't want to come back. Alright, so Caden Primo unfortunately will be out of here, so hopefully one of those 2 goaltenders gets a nice boost in overall so they can be the backup to Maximum Legacy in the AHL team. So unfortunately, Caden Primo is out of here, but picking up that medium franchise goaltender in Svitov hopefully should help out our team tremendously. And depending on what his overall could be, you know, we'll have to see how he fills in with Legacy. All right, so let's go check out now our forward roles for the NHL team and the AHL team. So for defense, I think we're fine for our starting lineup. Grubauer and Hart 1-2 combo in the AHL, or for the NHL, we know what they're looking like, so that's fine. For the NHL, for defense, we know we have Roman Yossi, Torrey Krug, Josh Morrissey, Raphael Belfoy, probably Victor Mete, and Mario Bouchard. Noah Juleson maybe on the trading block. Cal Fleury probably will be the depth guy on the bench. Maybe I'll grab one more extra depth player in free agency to fill out the team, so that should be fine. And then for the AHL team for defense, it looks like we are looking at Frederick Claesson, Connor Timmins, Lane, right? That's his first name. Lars Pedersen, or Peterson, Cederholm. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Romanov, and then I guess actually I'm going to sign Cederholm since I do actually need him. And then so Claesson, Timmins, Peterson, Cederholm, Romanov, and Happy Bolin, I guess. Are we looking at Maxim Happy Bolin as being on the team? I guess so. He's signed. Josh Brook is also potential if he signs the contract. Outlaw, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's what our defense is looking like currently. We could sign an extra couple guys to sit on the bench if we want to. Like, Tyzika is also the restricted free agent, so he could sit on the bench. Like, I could sign the 2 medium elite guys. I think that would be the best case scenario, to be honest. I signed the 2 medium elites. I could sign Bruce Grantham, and I sign Ritu if I have spots at the end, because I'd rather get the forward situation first. So, we'll leave those guys for the back, so that's perfectly fine. Main roster, we know we're looking at Jerwin Kotkaniemi Domi, Jost Gallagher, Sherbak, Lafreniere, Sedishin, Cousins, Hudon, Paling, Poulin, Yolanin, maybe an extra, Vidamo, maybe an extra. Yeah, because both these guys are depth forwards, so we're going to have Jesse Yolanin and Lucas Vidamo as 2 potential depth forwards on our NHL team for injury substitutions, 2 young players, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Maybe an extra kind of veteran with some really, really good defensive categories. I would like to fill out the team because both these guys really don't have the greatest defensive categories. Like, Yolanin can maybe pass by, but Vidamo definitely doesn't. He's more of a playmaker, it seems, so I would like to get a kind of veteran out there with some really good defensive categories, so definitely would like to sign him. And then for the AHL team, what are we looking for like for the AHL? It looks like Gambardella, Fonstad, Bitten, Boulian, Hillis, Holtz, Rinyas, Holden, Cloutier. Oh, actually, Rittman is not signed. Cloutier, Kovalchuk. Yeah, we can sign some of these guys for sure. 100% we can sign a lot of these guys for the AHL team because we need some AHL forwards. Yeah, because right now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 forwards signed right now for the AHL team. So yeah, we need to fill out the AHL roster for sure. So we're probably gonna have a weaker AHL team on the forwards, it seems. So we could definitely sign these guys and start getting them playing. So yeah, we definitely need to sign them. So Rittman, 100% needs to get signed. Holden, yep, he's low top 6. Yep, he needs to get signed. Cloutier, low elite. Yep, he needs to get signed. Polino needs to get signed. We'll need to play him in the free season to see what he looks like. Medium top 6 here, and Hallweg, sign him. And then I guess who else? Low top 6. Felino already reached out to. Low elite Hagos. Yeah, let's reach out to him. I want to make sure I have enough contracts. So I had 39 out of 50 before I started reaching out. So that should be 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, so that's 45, hopefully, if I did my math correctly. So let's sim up another day. Get these guys accepted. So that should be 46, I think. I should have 46 out of 50 contracts right now. Yeah, okay, so I have 46 out of 50 contracts right now, which is good, with a couple guys who are RFA or have qualifying offers if they want to take them, which is Will Bitton, Josh Brook, and Tyzika. So they can potentially take them to move it up to 49, but I may move a defender, which may move it down to 48. And I definitely can move a bunch of other rookies if I need to, with some good potentials if I need to move them. So yeah, with that being said now, what's the forward situation look like for the AHL now, with that being said? So that would start at, sorted by overalls. Yeah, it's sorted by overalls. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll just say 3 for now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we have 13 guys signed with 3 extras left. Dumont, I'll sign him to make 14, which will probably put me at, well, I'm going to leave Dumont unsigned for right now, because I want to see if these guys are going to accept the contracts, because that'll put me up to 49. So Tyzika accepted, which puts me at 47. Bitton accepted, and Josh Brook accepted. Okay, so that puts me at 49 contracts right now. I'm going to edit up the trading block, which I really didn't want him to update. I don't know why he would update my trading block for me, you stupid scouts or whoever the heck is updating my trading block for me. But we know for a fact that Noah Juleson needs to be put on the trading block for sure. So hopefully we get some good, offers in for him throughout free agency. But we really don't need to look for much of free agency, to be perfectly honest. Just a couple of veteran players. A good veteran depth player, honestly. So I'm just going to add Juleson to the list. Let's see, is there anybody else that we really need to add to the list here forward-wise, or anybody particular that needs to be added? Honestly, like Ryan Poehling could be added, because I really don't like his contract, and, he had a decent year last year. He did have 22 goals. He does score goals. Gosh darn it. I know I liked Ryan Poehling for a reason, because he scores some freaking goals for my team. Goaltenders I don't need to get rid of. Yeah, I got a good bit of tendies. Yeah, I got a good bit of tendies. Defenders, like I said, I already got rid of the one I need to get rid of. And other than that, I really don't think there's anybody else I need to get rid of. Maybe like Brook, because I just signed him. But I would like to get rid of his contract. We'll have to see in preseason. We'll have to play a lot of the weird guys in preseason to figure out their overalls. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to add Juleson to the list for right now. And I think that's it. Let me go to contracts real quickly just to see. Because I should have 49 out of 50. Good. Yeah, because if I could trade Juleson for like picks or a roster spot to be freed up, that'd be fantastic. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 8. So Juleson needs to get moved before the season starts, 100%. As Bouchard's already going to take his spot, we know that for a fact, and Fleury's going to be the extra, and we already have our good-looking defensive core for the AHL. Although I would like to get a couple of those guys signed, but they don't need to get signed if they don't have to. But yeah, so hopefully somebody comes at me on offer for Juleson. I just want to see if I can grab up a depth, guy who's comfortable in a depth position, being a good, you know, maybe like a fourth line player on this team with some really good defensive categories. And there's a lot of really good, you know, free agents, it looks like, in this class. So for goaltenders, it looks like Tuukka Rask is the big name on the block. Dell, Marc-Andre Fleury, Bernier, Markstrom, Kincaid. Yeah, some interesting names for goaltenders, it looks like, but nobody really crazy other than Rask. DeRochers is kind of the biggest prospect right there, a starter potential. A lot of guys with starter potential, but nobody really young, it looks like, so nobody great there for potential-wise. Defenseman, there's a couple young defenders right here. You got Brandon Schmaltz, who's only 21, who has possibly good potential, and you also have Harry Douglas, also possibly good potential. As for overalls, who is the biggest names there? Rasmus Ristolainen, Seth Jones, John Klingberg, PK Subban, Letang, Parayko. It's a really big free agency names up there for defensemen. They're not asking for that crazy much either, so big names out there for defense. And then forwards, you got Forsberg, Anthony Mantha, Phil Kessel, Barkov, Malkin, Reinhart, Carlson, Goudreau, Zibanejad. Yeah, there's a lot of really good names out there as well for potential forwards as well. So it's a really big free agency list here at year number 5. Any good prospects, it seems? You got 3 really good, maybe, guys right here. Nicholas Kronwall, Dmitry Grachev, and Teemu Rantanen, all potentially elite right there. But not 100% sure. You got 2 low top 6 right there. And Sergei Zarkov and Stanley Tamura, 2 of the guys that we had on our team, obviously. So some teams will definitely get some steals with that. But yeah, all right. So let's look for Barkov's asking for $12 million. Jeez, same thing with Forsberg. He's asking for 6 years, almost $13 million. Jesus, Mantha's asking for 6 for 10. Barkov's asking 6 for 12. Goudreau's asking 5 for 12. My God, teams are going to be overpaying to hell for most of these teams. Malkin's even asking for a lot, but he's 35. But Forsberg, Mantha, geez, teams are going to be overpaying for all these players. They're going to be in salary cap hell. All right, but what I need is a probably like a depth player. Let's see. Honestly, I think I might go after Michael Raffle. Is that Andrew Cogliano? It was. Andrew Cogliano's defensive category is still 4.5 stars. I don't know what his overall might be. I don't think it's 75, to be honest. I think it's a little bit better than that. Yeah, like looking at his scouting for his stars categories. Yeah, look at that. Most of his star categories that we have seen that our scouts have scouted on him, he's 35, but like all of his stats are still like pretty damn amazing. His defense is still pretty good. Yeah, let's grab Andrew Cogliano. I like the fact that my scout looked at him that well, so I'm gonna probably just give him 2 years, 1 year at $2 million, just to make sure I get Andrew Cogliano. So that'd be pretty amazing if I can grab him. And I think I'll just simulate up a couple days because there's really nothing else I need. If I can get Cogs, that'd be huge for a depth player for our 4th line. Ooh, wow. That's a pretty big trade. Noah Juleson, a 2nd and a 3rd in this next year's draft for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who's making a lot of money, who's making $6 million for 5 years. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is currently, don't know what his overall is. He's probably a 2nd line forward, 29 years old, 84 overall as a center. I'm probably going to say no to that, St. Louis. It's probably a little bit too much, and I need contract spots, unfortunately. But hopefully teams come at me with some Noah Juleson trade potential offers. All right, Andrew Cogliano accepted, so we'll have to play him in preseason to figure out what his overall is going to be. And that's good. So I think I just need to move... a 2nd in Tysica for 2/3. I'm freeing up the contract spot, though. I'm freeing up the contract spot on Jared Tysica, who I know is not, is not great overall. We've kind of kept him off playing for like the past couple years, so we know he's not getting any time. I have to give up a second, but I get 2/3 in return from the Colorado Avalanche. What's my draft pick situation looking like for next year? I would lose the second, but I would get 2/3, and then I can move the at least 2/3 to get back to a second, and I free up the contract spot. Yeah, Colorado, I think I'd probably do that, to be perfectly honest. I think I'm going to be a good team again this year, so that second's probably not going to mean much. And plus, they're not even their picks. They're Minnesota's and San Jose's. And I don't even know how good of a team they will be. So I'm going to say yes, because that helps him free up a contract spot. So yes, I will do that. I will propose that trade. Good. Thank you, Colorado. I give up my second, but I get 2/3, and I can move those thirds back to get a second. And I free up that contract spot again, which is phenomenal, which is what I needed to do. So I'm going to keep simulating up here a couple days at a time to see if I actually get some more Noah Juleson trade offers in, because I definitely need to get him moved before the season starts. So a 5th for Travis Boyd, no thanks. I definitely don't want that. Whatever somebody wants to give me for him, they are more than happy to oblige. I don't think I really need anything. I'm just happy taking a draft pick at this point, so I think I will just go to the trading screen and see who's looking for a guy like Noah Juleson to add to their team, and probably just move him, because he does not need to be on this team anymore, unfortunately. So he can just pretty much just get moved. So Juleson can go. He's like a top 6 potential defenseman that I think a lot of teams would be more than happy to get. What's his trade value looking like? Not crazy. A 25-year-old, 2.8 for 2 years. Yeah, I can probably get like, I don't know, maybe a third at best. Probably would like to send him off to the West. Sorry guys, my nose is getting all stuffy from freaking talking so much. But yeah, they could definitely use a guy like Juleson. So let's see if we can swing a trade here with the Dallas Stars. Let's give them a draft pick. The Stanley Cup reigning champions. Their second round pick's not terribly high either. We could grab a second round pick back from the Dallas Stars for Noah Juleson. Will that go through? Trade rejected. We're saving salary to re-sign our pending free agency, and we're not comfortable taking on extra salary at the moment. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Detroit, Edmonton, Florida. I need a Western Conference team with a lot of cap room. The LA Kings got just that. Let's try that. Noah Juleson for a third, and a third for a third this year and a third next year. Trade rejected. Just a bit low. That's fine. I'll add in one of my like measly little picks. So I will add in a 7th. I'll add in the Colorado Avalanche 7th. So Juleson in a 7th for a third for this year and a third for next year. Trade rejected. Just a touch. I'll move it up to a 6th. Whoops. Hold on. Oops. Nope. No, not a first. Definitely not that. Give you guys a 6. So Juleson in a 6 for a third, for 2/3 for the LA Kings. Trade accepted. There we go. So Juleson's gone. Freed up another contract spot, which is always nice to have. And then we have 2 extra contract spots in case we really needed them for whatever reason for potential trades. And we freed up a bit of cap space, and we're looking pretty good going into the next year for sure. So we got 4 third-round picks for this coming draft as well. So we could definitely move 2 of those up to get a second-round pick for potential trades as well. So we could definitely do that. And we're looking pretty good. So we can now sim to next season for sure. Alright, so let's go start off by setting some captains and assistant captains for this coming year. I think we don't need to change anything. We still have Brendan Gallagher as the captain of this team. Jonathan Drouin is the assistant. And Roman Josi should be the assistant captain. Yep, that's how it should be with the squad. So we're perfectly fine with that. So we're good there. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, that's good there. Okay, cool. So let's do some roster moves now. Let's figure out where people need to go and who needs to play where. Alright, so let's do edit lines first. Let's set up our main roster first so they can get a couple games in. But like I said, we already know where most of these guys are going to be playing as is anyway. So when the season begins, we know we're going to be looking at the team looking pretty much like this, I'm pretty sure. Jost was in the middle. Yep, Domi was right there. Yep, that's kind of what we had last year, I think. We had this. Did we have Gallagher up top, or do we have Sherback there? I completely forget. Lafreniere, we know, will be right there. Third line center. was going to be... Ooh. Do we need to trade for a third line center? Or were we just going to use Ryan Poehling? Who was our third line center last year? Completely forget. I don't know. Hopefully Ryan Poehling turns out a little bit, because I think that was one of our weaknesses. We need a third line center. Hudon's still going to be fourth line center, I guess, for right now. Poulin, Cozens, yep, those are fine. Senyshyn right there, Lafreniere, Poehling. Senyshyn worked out for us last year, so I think that's fine. And I think that's what our top six is going to look like for the time being. Okay, that's fine. Defensively, that's what that's going to look like. I would not have that any other way for defense right now. All lefties on defense. And then goaltenders, it looks like they have Carter Hart ahead of Philip Grubauer. Cal Fleury and Connor Timmins are the scratch players, but obviously we're going to send Connor Timmins down more than likely. He doesn't need to play up here, and we are good. Okay, all right, so that's what we want to have for the first couple games here of the preseason. So let's sim to the next preseason game. So let's sim up to that. I'll get a couple games in with these guys here first. I'm going to leave injuries on as well, so I'm just going to advance a day or two here just to get the guys warmed up, you know, get them warmed up a bit. I'll give them the first two games there against Ottawa and Tampa, and then we'll give the rookies some playing time against the next couple players. So let's give them there against Ottawa, advance a day, give them a game against Tampa, and we win that one 4-0. Okay, cool. So now let's go to roster moves, and let's call up some players who we definitely want to see in action. So for goaltenders, okay, so we already know the overall of Svitov again as well. So we know he's 63 overall, who's the franchise potential. Obviously, we already know that because our scouts figured him out. Radula needs to play a bit. Legacy, we don't really need to play him. So Svitov, we already know his overall. Radula, I think I would like to get him into a game or two, so I'll call him up. He'll get in there for a game. So that's fine. We'll put him in there for a game or two. Defenseman, who needs to come up here? Honestly, nobody really. I mean, I would like Outlaw to get it, maybe a game or two to see over the player limit. That's what kind of sucks. Well, yeah, I mean, Timmins, we already know what he's at, so we can send Timmins down. And we could send Cal Fleury down. And then we could send Outlaw and Habby Bullen up. Cool, so we can get those guys in some games. Right wingers, we can send... Who can we send up that needs to play? Yolanin, Kovalchuk, Holweg, Holweg, and... Yeah, we need to send these guys. Holweg and Hagos in, so we can get rid of Cozens and Senyshyn. So, yeah, that's fine. I'll fix the lines. No big deal. Left wingers, those guys are good. Let's see, on the system for left wingers, who needs to play? Cagliano needs to come up, so we can switch him with... Whoops. Cagliano needs to play, so we can switch him with Poulin. Foligno needs to come up, so we can switch him with Lafreniere. I'm just going to edit lines just to see what they look like really quickly. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected it to be like. I'm just going to move them up in the lineup, just to make sure they get the most playing time as they need to be. Let's take off Mete, put in Habby Bullen, and I'll take off Josh Morrissey, and I'll put in Outlaw, just to get those guys in a couple games. And then goaltenders, I'll take off Grubauer for the time being, and I'll put in Radula right there. Cool. So we should be able just to sim now for the next couple games with those guys in there, just to get their overalls unlocked a bit. And then we'll just go pretty much to the last preseason game before we call everybody back up that we need to. All right, so last game of preseason coming up here. Also nice to note, Tyson Joe, 6 goals in 6 preseason games. I like how that is panning out for us right there. Let's see. So Holweg is 49 overall, roughly. Okay, so he'll definitely have to sit a good bit there on the bench down there in the AHL. Terrell Foligno, 55 overall. Hagos, yeah, I kind of probably should have moved him up a bit in the lineup. I might keep him up here for one more game for the preseason, so I'll move him up to like the top line, to be honest. So I'll play him there on the top pair. We'll see how he fares. Do we know anything on the defense at all? Outlaw, Habby Bullen is roughly 72 overall, so that's good. We still don't know anything about Jonathan Outlaw, so I'll move him up to the top line. Bouchard, I would like to know a little bit more about. I'm going to move Belfoy up. Howie Boland's fine, so we know about him. And then do we know anything about Radula? Not yet, so he'll probably get the last little bit of starts in here as well. So actually, I'll just leave the lines the way they are and the team the way they are, so they'll just get this last preseason game here before we start making roster moves and moving everybody back and around. So let's simulate this last game against the Boston Bruins, which would be a 4-1 loss. Kind of expected, but that's perfectly fine. Preseason games do not matter. And now let's just go back to roster moves and get everybody situated onto their squads. Alright, so let's start with the back ends. Radula, we didn't figure out anything on him, so that's fine. He goes down to the minors, which is good. So the AHL team will probably be Legacy and Svitov, so he will get starts in the AHL. He is currently... He's actually supposed to be a minor league backup, so that's perfect for him. So he will get starts down there in the system for sure. So that's perfectly fine. So defensively, Roman Josi, Josh Morrissey, Torrey Krug, Victor Mete is 100% and 82 overall. So he did go up 1 overall, which is fantastic. So he is continuing to grow, which is good. Belfoy, Bouchard. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Javi Bulin and Outlaw need to go back down, and that way we can send up Cal Fleury to the NHL team, so he will be the backup or the extra guy on defense for us, which is hopefully good. Hopefully that's all we need is that extra defender. I know I always like to carry, you know, 2 defenders, but hopefully we should be fine that time around. Right wingers, Sherback, Gallagher, Holloway, and Hagos definitely need to go down. That way we can bring up Senishin and Cousins, which is good. I think I can call up Yolanda. Was going to be one of the extra guys, right? Yeah, because he was a depth forward, so he will come up. Okay. Domi, Cogliano, and Foligno. So Taro Foligno can go down. Andrew Cogliano still stays on this team because I definitely need to figure out what his stats are going to be looking like for right now. But honestly, he's fine sitting on the bench because I have the players playing who I know I want to play. Let's see, left wingers who I need to call up. Alexis Lafreniere and Samuel Poulin. You guys need to get back up here. Poulin, yep, those guys are fine there. And then center-wise, I think those are good. Charles Hudon, we know, is a 78. Yep, those guys are good. And then in the system, Lucas Videmo, I think, is the only guy who needs to get called up over the allowable player limit. Who's up here that needs to be up here? Well, do I really need Videmo? Honestly, I think I'd rather him sit down there in the minors, because that way I can have, I have Andrew Cogliano and I have, Jesse Ulanen as the extra forwards. I'd rather have Ulanen up here as an extra forward than, Videmo, because he has the better defensive category than, Videmo does. So honestly, I'd rather have Ulanen than Videmo, so he can stay down there, which is perfectly fine. So I think we have the team assembled the way we want, and we think we have everybody where they need to be, which is good. Just do one last little quick run through. Yeah, I think we're good. I think all the players are exactly where we need to be. I'm just going to set it as best lines for right now, and I'm going to edit it really quickly. Edit the lines real quickly because I have to remember where I think everybody should play, because if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure this is what we had last year. Because we had them right there. We had this, and then Poulin should be playing on 4th line. Dylan Cousins is technically a depth forward, but he's going to be playing 4th line. Poulin, they don't have Charles Hudon playing, because is Hudon supposed to be a depth forward? No, he's supposed to be a third line center. So I think I don't want Ulanen in there. I definitely want Charles Hudon in there for Ulanen, and Poulin should probably not be taking the center because Hudon's better center than them. And that's what the NHL team, I think, what I had it set up as last year, I think that's what it should be. I'm pretty sure I had Sherback on the 1st because he had a big overall jump, and we had Gallagher on the second. I'm pretty sure that's what we had, because like I said, I need to play these guys for a little bit of the first of the regular season to start to figure out what their overalls are going to be again through the overall boosts. Because who knows, Lafreniere might not be on the third line again. We know he's 82, but he could be a little bit better, which means if he's better, we can move him up to the second. Maybe he might even be good enough to move up to the first line as well. We'll have to see, but Lafreniere could be a lot better. Poehling could be a lot better than this. We need to play these guys for the first little bit of the season to figure out what their overalls are going to be. Defensively, like I said, there's really no changes that need to be made defensively to this team. Everybody is here where they should be, except Victor Mete should be playing here. Bouchard should be right here because he's supposed to be in a top 6 role. Do I want Torrey Krug on top 6 or do I want Josh Morrissey on top 6? I'd rather have Torrey Krug top 6 because he's the offensive defenseman, which I think kind of works out for us right now because Roman Yossi's the good two-way, and then Krug is the good offensive guy, so he'll add that extra offensive capabilities for our team 5-on-5, so that'll help out a lot for us. Special teams, let's see. They want Kakaniemi, Drouin, Domi. No, we want Kakaniemi, Drouin, and Sherbak with Torrey Krug right there, and probably I need a right-handed point shots, but I definitely want Tyson Jost and Max Domi right here with Brendan Gallagher. We want Torrey Krug right there, probably Josh Morrissey on this power play, probably Roman Josi right there. Just keep the first line together, and then Morrissey, Mete. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll have Mete and Josh Morrissey right there. I think that's what I'll run for the power play to start. I probably should maybe put... Nah, I like that. I like that for the power play. That's fine. 4-man power play. Kakaniemi has the better face-offs than Drouin. I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he does. So, Kakaniemi with Drouin. Jost and Domi. Krug with... Whoops. Krug and Morrissey. Josi and Mete. That's fine. Penalty kills. So they want Jost and Poehling on the penalty kill with Morrissey and Josi. They want Kakaniemi with Charles Hudon, Belfoy, and Krug. I like Belfoy. I like the Josi play. Josh Morrissey I know is good defensively. Belfoy, we know he's really good defensively. Torrey Krug is decent defensively as well, but what is Mario Bouchard's defensive category look like? He is a really good shot blocker. Holy crap. Really good stick checker as well. I might have to put Mario Bouchard in there for Torrey Krug. Give him a break. Yeah, I might have the rookies in here. I might split up the rookies at least. Let's give... let's put Roman Josi up here. Yeah, let's put Roman Josi up here, and let's put Belfoy here. I'll put Morrissey with Bouchard, and I'll give Belfoy with Josi. Give the top defenseman with the next up-and-coming defensive defenseman, and I'll give Morrissey the newest rookie to help out a bit. But they want Charles Hudon playing defense. I don't know if I feel comfortable playing that. Let's see. Cousins is okay. Gallagher I know is good defensively. I might put Brendan Gallagher in here for a penalty kill. Poehling I know is decent defensively. Yeah, he's really good defensively. And has really good face-offs. But is he better than Jost? He's not better than Jost. And I know Jost is good defensively as well. So we'll leave that. We'll leave Jost and Poehling. They want Kakaniemi playing penalty kill. Yeah, he's good penalty killer. Sure, I'll leave it. Let's do that for the penalty kill. We'll see how that works out. Jost and Poehling, that's fine. And then I'll switch them back again. So Morrissey, Belfoy with Josi, Morrissey with Bouchard to start. Cool. Oops. And then extra attackers should be fine right here. I'm just going to switch these up. I want Lafreniere as one of the extra attackers. And then Lafreniere's not getting any power play time either. That's what I should put. I should not put Brendan Gallagher on the power play. I should put Lafreniere in there because I keep forgetting I have him. Let's take off Brendan Gallagher and let's put in Alexis Lafreniere. Good, because I know he's got really good playmaking ability. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll put Jost in there, who's the sniper, or the two-way forward that can score goals. Domi, same thing, playmaker, two-way forward. That should work out fine for us. I think that should work out very, very fine for us right there. Cool, for special teams. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so that's what our NHL team's going to look like. AHL lineup, what is this holy hell mess going to look like? Okay, so they want Bulliane up there. They want Vidamo. They want Holt, Hillis, Bitten, Fonstad. Petty, no, you're not going to play. Yeah, our AHL team is not going to look the greatest, to be honest. Gambardella, yeah, I want him over Bitten. Grenier, it's not going to play because we want Blake Kovalchuk in here. Yeah, we're going to pair up like some 70s and some 69s with a lot of lower end players. So our AHL team probably is not going to be that fantastic this year. Rennes is not bad, so he can play. And then Alex Belisle probably have to get substitute. Oof, man. He'll have to play, because a lot of these guys will probably just have to sit on the bench. But they'll get some good overalls as the years go. Defensively, at least they're good. Defensively, they're not terrible. Happy Bullen should probably play over Brook, though. Yeah, Happy Bullen should be in there. Romanov. Yep, that's what the defense should look like, and then goaltenders should look like, no, not Ethan Marcoux. We want Svitov in there. Good. Alright, so that's what the AHL team should look like, and that's what our NHL team is going to look like. Cool. Alright, so we're still going to keep rolling with the recording for a little bit longer. I know it's a hell of a long video, but I definitely want to get a little bit of simming in here, as I normally do, because I definitely want to see the overalls. So I think what I normally do is 2 weeks. I think if I get 2 weeks of the regular season started, I think that's when I could start to see player overalls start to develop a bit. Actually, I could probably get the first month done, because how many games is the first month? Let's at 2, 5, 8, 11. 11 games through the regular season. That's fine. We can bounce back after 11 games for sure. So let's do that. Waivers in effect. That's fine. We can start the regular season. Let's get under rolling here. Scouting, I'll worry about that later. I'll worry about the scouting later. We should be fine for the scouts. 4-2 win to start off the year, which is good against the Islanders, followed up by a 5-2 loss to the Ottawa Senators. So they get their revenge on us for knocking us out of the playoffs in their first meeting of the season. Buffalo, 5-2 win against them. Good. We should have auto-rotate goalies on as well. So the teams will be getting the starts. 4-2 loss to Vancouver. Got a tough schedule here to start. We get our 2 games against the Canucks over and done with. We do beat Tampa 5-2. So win-loss, win-loss, win to start the season. 3-2. All right. A lot of Western Conference teams to start the year. A lot of Western Conference games to start the year as well. So we don't really have to worry about dropping points to Western teams. So we lose both to Vancouver early on. Taroffolino, that's fine. We can replace the player. Edmonton, let's see. Get a W against them. Shootout win. Good. As long as you're around 500 after the first month, I'm perfectly fine with the way you guys are playing. Taroffolino is fine. I'll just continue. 3-2 loss to Buffalo. Alright, finish it up with 2 wins here against Columbus and Boston, please. Shootout win against the Blue Jackets and then Boston, last game. Can we get a win against them? 5-2 loss against them. Alright. Back and forth month, 5-5-1. Not the greatest month. 11 points. It's not great. It's up there in the division, which is good. Our division does not look great to start off the month either, but that is how it rolls. 5-5-1 to start off the month, not great. But let's take a look at overalls and how people are unlocking, it seems, so far. So, Jonathan Drouin is an 88. He's a first liner. Jesperi Kotkaniemi is an 87. Nikita Sherbak is an 85. Gallagher still stayed in an 84. Tyson Jost still stayed in an 84. That's actually kind of surprising to me. Max Domi still stayed in an 85. Lafreniere went up to an 83, so he went up by 1. Paling up to an 80. Senyshyn still stayed in an 80. Dylan Cousins went up to an 81, so he's actually a lot better than what we thought he was. Charles Hudon is up to a 70, well, stayed at a 78, and then Semi Poulin is also up to an 81. So these two guys are a lot better than what Senyshyn is. So I think Senyshyn is a little bit expendable at this point in time. So Cousins is 3 points in 11 games. Senyshyn does have 4 assists. Lafreniere has 5. Paling has 5 as well. Poulin has 4. They are all plus on the 4th. They're all plus on the 3rd. Second, -5 for Max Domi. 8 assists though. Jost has 7 points in 11 games. That's fine. First line, negative. Drouin has 9. Kotkaniemi has 7. And Sherbeck has 9. Okay, so the first line's doing their job. They're getting points at least. So that's good. So that's what our overalls look like on offense. Fourth line, obviously, is a lot better than what they should be. I would like to move either Cousins or Poulin up, you know, a line if I would like to. But for right now, I think they're fine where they are, because I don't see Senyshyn getting any better, but having a sniper on that line helps, you know, with Lafreniere and Paling. Defensively, this is what I'm interested to see. Alright, so Josi went down 1 overall, so he's down to an 87 instead of an 88, so that's fine. Torrey Krug still stayed in 85, Mete stayed at 82, Morrissey stayed at 85, Bouchard 82, and Belfoy 82. So Belfoy technically should be playing in the top 6, or the top 4. So Mete actually should be playing in the top 6. So I'm going to make that switch right now. Put Belfoy on the top 4. Morrissey will be right there. Mete goes down to the top 6. Mario Bouchard is fine playing in the top 6 role as well. So those guys should be fine playing in the way, and you know, where they are. Krug is getting 5 points in 11 games. Josi 4 points in 11 games. Morrissey 5 points in 11 games. Good. So these 3 guys are getting the points that I need them to get. And then goaltenders, any big improvements? Carter Hart went up 1 overall, so he is the starter. He should be starting games over Grubauer, which he is. So Carter Hart is an 84, Grubauer is an 83. Good. So those are the improvements right there for our team, and that's what the overalls look like. Scratched, Yolanin. Cogliano is actually roughly a 78 overall, so maybe he should go in somewhere, potentially. I'm not sure over who. Maybe he should get, maybe we should move Cousins up. Cousins or Poulin up to the 3rd, and then take Senyshyn off. Potentially, that could be something that we do. Cal Fleury obviously is perfectly fine sitting in the depth role that he's in, so we know about that. And that is what the team looks like right there. So, yeah, that is what our overalls look like. AHL lines, I think, are right there. Holtz, yeah. Yeah, that's what the AHL team looks like there, right there. I think, let's see, who was scratched? I think it was... Who got injured? It wasn't Ebbing, it was Foligno was the one that got injured, right? And I think Petty went in. Yeah, so we can take Petty off. We can put Foligno back into the lineup here, because he's medium potential to become elite. So I would like to get him playing time as much as possible. So that's what that looks like. Defensively, we still don't know about Josh Brook. My goodness, he needs to play. He needs to play more, so I know about his overall. And then goaltenders, yeah, that's what we're looking like right there. Scratch guys, we know overalls yet. Not particularly. Romanov was the injured guy right there. Okay, so that's what our teams are looking like, guys. That is what our teams are looking like, and that is a long-ass GM mode for you guys today. Over an hour on the recording. I don't know if it's going to get cut down or not. More than likely, but that is what the team is looking like. So 1 month in, 5-1 to start the year. What do you think our team needs, and what do you think that we need to do with this team a little bit? It looks pretty similar to last year. If you guys, you know, if you remember our team from last year, it's very, very similar. First line, second line, just as similar. Tyson Jost, I think, went down in overall, which really doesn't make sense to me, as he had a monster year. But top pair looks the exact same. Lafreniere got a little bit better. Paling got 1 overall better. Senyshyn stayed the same. Sammy Poulin and Dylan Cousins did get a little bit better, but maybe we can move one of those guys up and Senyshyn down. I don't know if that would help out the 3rd line scoring at all, but that's what happened there on offense. We still have Andrew Cogliano as a potential fill-in as well for injuries, or maybe just for a, you know, for a roster spot as well, to take somebody's spot. And then defensively, we're looking good. Josi did drop 1 overall, but we're still looking pretty good with Krug and Morrissey not dropping. Belfoy and Mario Bouchard grew two overalls, both up to 82 overalls. Belfoy now should be playing in the top 4, which is good. Bouchard will be playing on the top 6, and both of those guys are perfectly fine playing where they are in the defensive roles. Actually, before we quickly go as well, let's check very, very quickly player stats for our team in regards to like penalty kill and power play percentage for the entire league, just to see where we rank just ever so quickly. Goals for per game, we are ranked, I don't think we scored a lot of goals if I remember correctly. We didn't score a lot. Yeah, it's 2.73 and goals against is 2.91, so it's not great. Looks like we're, yeah, 2.91 is not great for goals against. Power play percentage, where's our power play at? Our power play is ranked. Power play is 15.4%, so it's down near, it's kind of near the bottom, almost near the middle-ish, but looks like we have a lot of power plays. 39 power plays. Yeah, we have a lot of power plays, so we're getting a lot of power plays, but I would like us to be near that 20%. So I'll show you guys the power play before we end off really quickly. But our penalty kill was at 86%, I think. Yeah, 86.1%. So our penalty kill is very, very good to start. 36 times shorthanded so far, which is actually a lot, to say the least. So we're taking a good bit of penalties. Our defensive defenseman can be playing for that a bit, but we're killing off the penalties a lot. So we're ranked, what, 6th, 7th for penalty kill. So power play could use a little bit of help, but we're ranked 6th for penalty kill. Away record definitely needs to be helped out a little bit. Last 10 games not doing so hot, but power play definitely could use a little bit of an upgrade. So I'll show you guys the power play lines once again really quickly before we go. That's our team, and then that is what we have on the power play currently. What do you think we should change to maybe get the power play a little bit of a boost to get that going a good bit? I'm not going to touch the penalty kill because that is ranked 7th in the league, so I think we're doing perfectly fine with the penalty kill lines that we have set up for our team currently. So thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. It was a extremely long one, and hopefully we will continue the consistency again. I don't know if there'll be another episode again till the new year, but if there isn't, I hope you guys have a happy new year, and we'll continue us along in the new year. If not, obviously there'll be shorter ones to follow. But hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. I will see you guys next time. Peace.